Hey folks, just did want to do a quick little chat about the whole flock surveillance cameras and what's going on in the news and how it's affecting us here in America compared to other places. So, a few months ago, there wasn't much information, news about flock cameras. I noticed as just driving each Sunday to church how that area is more concentrated in the metro areas, and that the flock cameras keep popping up more prevalent around different neighborhoods and just different areas in the city. And so I looked at it as a growing concern, and then noticed even here out in this rural area where I live that there's more flock cameras pulling up there in this county. There's nearly a dozen now, and that's concerning. But we were behind the UK with the resistance, where you were seeing them doing their the destruction of them, and their painting over the solar panels and the cameras and cutting the poles down and that. And I was looking here in the States, and it just wasn't something that was very prevalent. But here, especially within the past few weeks, it seems like it's really picked up steam, and you're getting a lot more people that are going around destroying these flock cameras. And while I don't advocate, criminal activity, I, I, I I'm encouraged by the resistance that we're seeing with the acceptance of these flock cameras. And it's even gotten to the point where legislators, congressmen, even there may be some, senators or governors that are speaking out against them. I think there's a few of them that are actually, saying they're going to ban them in their state. And there's even some municipalities like mayors or whatever that are against them and won't allow them in theirs. And there's been through citizen dissent and actually taken action, going to these city council meetings, whatever, have been able to get the council to understand the real threat of these, and are going and trying to cancel or at least disable the cameras so they are no longer doing their surveillance. And the big problem that we're seeing is that the police are abusing these cameras. It's it's one thing that they're using them to enhance their policing ability, to where they're able to quickly identify stolen vehicles, or a vehicle that's attached to someone that may be a kidnapper and that sort of thing. So I think it's great that it's working in that benefit. However, as Thomas Jefferson said, and I don't know this verbatim, but it's if you sacrifice a little bit of safety or security for safety, you deserve neither. And I truly believe that, if you encase yourself within the walls of a security, then you've lost your freedom. And I think freedom is way more important than security. I think security is something that every individual should be responsible for, and that's why I advocate for the Second Amendment. I believe everyone should be carrying at all times, especially when out and about. But back to the flock cameras, the police are abusing these things ridiculously amount, and you're seeing it more and more, especially if you are tuned into the flock media. You're seeing where all these different municipalities are there's these police officers that are getting in trouble for doing improper searches, illegal searches of their ex-partners or their ex-wife's new boyfriend. It's just like there's a lot of it going on, and it's nationwide, and it's not just here or there. It's pretty rampant. And I honestly think that they are doing more harm than they are good. There's a lot of, I guess there's like 71%, something like that, of incorrectly identifying license plates. It reads them incorrectly. And through that, So people are getting pulled over for the unregistered tags, or wrong vehicle, or uh, it's pulling up incorrect information, and so it's causing police to pull these people over um, with incorrect information. And because of that, these people are at at the end of a barrel, you know in distress, when they shouldn't have been pulled over to begin with. So the fact of all of the errors, and then the illegal searches, and the fact that this database is widely accessible across the network, and it's easily hackable. There's so many things security wise that are wrong about it. It's just like it's it's so Orwellian too, the way it is. And the thing that's really just I don't know, it's disturbing to me that there are so many people just willing to accept it as a part of society, and that their reasoning or excuses, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, what do you have to worry about? Or they use the excuse that, well, you're in public, you have no expectation of privacy. And while that is true, and that is a factual thing for like the First Amendment auditors that are out filming, and that's their basis for their First Amendment right to be able to film in public, and no one can complain about it because they have no expectation of privacy. But where this crosses the line is that while most usual cases for that First Amendment claim is that if you or I or anybody out in media, whatever, you are filming and you catch somebody, you know, you're not putting that in a database and continuing to collect my information every time I am in public. Whereas these flock cameras, especially with the more and more that they're getting out there, they are collecting your information and creating a profile and basically a pattern, and they know when you leave, when you come back, where you go. They're at gun ranges and at stores and different places, and so they know a lot more about you than just anybody out and about, and they take your picture or whatever. So um, the fact that these surveillance cameras are collecting data and storing it and then using that for a searchable, that's much different than someone snapping your photo out, and you don't have that right to privacy. So that's the big difference. So I just think overall these flock cameras are a bad idea. Putting up surveillance state like this truly is Orwellian, 1984. If you haven't seen that movie or read the book, I highly recommend it. It's very telling to where we are right now. Right now, it's scary. And then with the advent of all this new AI stuff coming, we either need to get control of the tyrannical overlord watching that they're putting together, because before you know it, our freedoms are going to be lost, and lost forever. So I'm highly concerned. But yeah, I'm encouraged by what I'm seeing regarding the resistance. And in fact, because of that, I've come up with this design. And if you want your shirt for this, you can pick it up at freeforgeco.com. I'll put the link below. And if you use the coupon code, discount code here, then you get a discount. I believe it's 10% off. So yeah, please check that out and support the cause. And I think if we get enough of this resistance, we'll be able to turn this around and stop this surveillance state that is coming. So if you like this content, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell for upcoming videos, and until next time,